Something a little different today. 5 products, under £50. Let me show you what I got. Off the bat, this may look like a very quick love-in or a sponsorship by the company Door. I can promise you it's not. I just happened to pick these up from the same company and I've been impressed with all 3. So I picked up some more just to show you very quickly what they can do and how much they cost. I'll put a link in the description to the 5 products so you know exactly what I'm talking about and where to get them from yourself. And you can find all these products for less than £50 or less than $50. Kick things off with the cheapest product I got here, which is a little Flex mini tripod. It's something that you can bend and move around if you want to get something off the table, be it a microphone. It's pretty cheap here in the UK, it's only £3.95. It does exactly what you'd hope it would do. It's just a very cheap little mini tripod, but it works quite well with something like this video light, which is the whole reason I got it. And it's just so you can put that light and put a few other things like microphones in certain places that you may not be able to get neatly or be able to get to stand up in the way that you want it to. Quickly slide it open so you can have a little look. So, as you can see, the 3 legs just bend and move however you want. You can just flex them and have it then, so you can just plonk it down. So this is quite a bendy, maybe a very cheap version of the GorillaPod tripods that you can get, but for what it is, I'm very impressed. You can even wrap it around and tie it around poles and things like that, which again, it's not going to take a huge amount of weight, but for $3.95, pretty good little bargain. So next up we have the Door Super Bowl table tripod. It's very, very similar. In fact, I think it's a bit of a knockoff of the Manfrotto table tripod. The reason I went for one of these, and I have used and I do have the Manfrotto table tripod. In fact, let me just get it. So this is the Manfrotto table tripod. Most people know what this is. It's called the Pixie. It's a lovely handle, so you can use it as a little handle extension for your camera. And again, it is exactly what it says. It's a table tripod. You've got a little ball head on the top, so you can move it around. I'll show you that out there. So you can move it around, straightforward, very simple. That was over £35 at the time. I think it still is. It's over £30. This I actually bought at the NEC Photo Show for $12.50. Normal retail price on this is $14.95. That's very cheap. I did think, well, let me just see what it can do, see if it's any good. The finish on this and the build quality of this is superb. But for £12.50, for something that's a table tripod that you just put in place and leave, if it's any good, it's got to be worth a look, right? So, there we have it. First impressions compared to the Manfrotto. It's a lot lighter, it's plasticky, there's a bit more metal built into the Manfrotto one, but for $12.50 it's pretty good. Now I know the other bonus to this, you can tighten the ball head, so you can even put it on the side there, or just it's a bit easier to move around. The Manfrotto one is a little bit stiffer, but this is a cheap option. The other thing with this one is it's got 2 settings. So if you swivel that, I'm hoping you can see that on the overhead camera. If you swivel that, we've got 2 options. You've got the tabletop setting, so it's exactly the same as the Manfrotto one. But you've also got, by swiveling that there, a lower mode option. So again, it's just a little bit more discreet. If you want to get a little bit lower to the ground with your camera, with your microphone, with your light, anything you want to use it for, it's £12.50. It's pretty good. I don't know if it's going to stand the test of time. It's certainly not as well made as that. You can just feel that, just the way you can feel in the plastic and the metal, but it's £12.50. It's got to be worth a go, right? Moving on, we also have the little Flow Motion, what I call the egg timer, but it's a 360-degree rotation, which I'm not going to set off just yet because I'll end up throwing it at the wall. It's a constant egg timer clock that the little motor in there just spins around. So you wind it up and it spins around. Why would you have that? Well, you can do wonderful time lapses. I've actually done a time lapse in a church where the camera will just pan slowly, very slowly, and you've got then a 20-minute clip or 30-minute clip, people coming in and out of the church for a wedding, or obviously any other time lapse. It just adds a nice bit of motion into a time lapse, which is something that I think is worth having. This is $22.95. It's about $25 in the US. It's a very well-made product, and this one in particular I've actually had for years. I don't use it a lot, but sometimes when I want to add a little bit of style to something, it's something I can do. You've got your connection on top there for your camera. You've also got one on the bottom, so if you wanted to add it to a little tripod just to get as something a little bit higher off the ground, just like that, and then you can tighten that and set that. So that's also an option as well. $22.95, again, worth a look for something a little bit more creative. We also have the Vini VL12S LED video light. This isn't that cheap. This is one of the more expensive options of this little budget roundup of extras. This comes in at £45, so it's just over $50 in the US, and it's not the only option available, but it is a rechargeable little mini panel LED light. Now Aputure do one, and I was looking at getting an Aputure one, but I only wanted something for a little bit of creative light or backlight to be used, maybe in a speeches situation or a talking head situation where I just had a little bit of accent light. It's not going to light the world up, but it's just something that I wanted to have small and light, excuse the pun, but in the camera bag ready to go. The thing with this one, when you compare it to the Aputure light, the Aputure light is £150. The Aputure light has a lot more LEDs, but you are paying a lot more money for something that's not very different, if I'm honest. It's fully rechargeable. You've got a little power indicator on the back there. I don't know where you can see that. So 100%, 75%. I haven't charged this up, but there it goes. It seems really bright now, but I haven't got all the lights on full. It's daytime at the moment, but it is actually still quite bright. I don't believe that's going to go any brighter. Oh, it will. Tiny little bit brighter. The other bonus with this one is you do have, along with little mounting options, so you can put on a hot shoe, or you can change the thread, so again you can put it on these little tripods, which is exactly why I got it. You've got 3 little panels, so that's obviously quite a harsh light. You can diffuse the light by popping on one of these, which is a nice straightforward diffuser. But you can also change the colour, so if you want a nice blue, a cool light, you can go blue. You probably can't see it too much on there, but if I turn that down, let's see what we get to. You can possibly make out the LEDs as well if I turn it down there. But it is a very impressive light. For the money, for something that's so small, it can go on top your camera, it can go behind, you put it on a little table tripod, and away you go. But as I say, if you want that for a little cooler look, or obviously a warmer look, then you've got it, and you can just play around with the light. And isn't that what photography and videography is all about, capturing light? And last, but definitely not least, last year at the photo show, so not this year, when I last saw Dor, I didn't know anything about the company. They are, from as I understand it, a German-based company that have a few retail locations in the UK actually. But when I first went there, I was looking for a very cheap travel tripod, something really small and lightweight that would fit in to my camera bag that I could take with me to any destination weddings, which last year I had 2. I got 2 this year. So it's not going to get used much, and I didn't really want to spend a lot of money. Now this is the Nest NT235K in red. They do a red one and they do a grey one. I preferred the red one because it was just funky. At the time I paid for this was £45. Now the retail value on this is $69.95, but I do believe this is on offer quite a bit, so it's worth checking out just to see what's available. Comes with its nice little carrying case, and it's a very nice brushed aluminium finish. As you can see, you click the legs in there, you fold them out, and it is there ready to go. Pretty cool. I've already put my own little quick release on top, and the height extension is about 137 centimeters, so nearly 1.5 meters, and it's pretty sturdy. It's not the most sturdy of tripods, and I wouldn't recommend it for regular use, but when you just need a safety wide angle, especially for video work, both my weddings last year were for video, and one of them for this year was video as well. I just needed a safety wide angle, just something that was running at all times and I didn't have to worry about it, and the fact I could get it that high for something that sort of packs down into such a small package, totally worth it. So you've got easy little click sections here, and out it pops. As I say, it's not massive, but it is quite a good height you can get on it, and you can twist that and I believe extend that a little bit further. So as you can see, it's rather large. Very good, very well made, and probably one of the cheapest travel tripods that you can find out there anyway. I don't think at this price anything comes close to it. And again, with this one, you've also got lower leg sections that are worth exploring. So again, you can get that quite low, and even that goes down a little bit further, all depending on how low you need it or how low you want to get it. The adjustment options on it are great, and I'm very impressed with the price. So that's it. If you've got £50 burning a hole in your pocket and you're thinking, I want to get a few accessories, what can I do to spice up my photography or videography? These things are worth looking at. Definitely geared a little bit more towards videography, I'd say, but a travel tripod like that for photography, and even these, I think you'll get some really cool results with them. Thanks again for watching. I hope this has been informative in some way. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want to be kept informed of our next videos. Stay tuned and keep an eye out for our next few videos. We've got some really cool things in the world of photography and film coming this way. And I will catch you in the next one.